All right, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of GDWC Plays here on Twitch. All right, I'll start off with telling you what the GDWC is. GDWC stands for Game Development World Championship, and it's the world's biggest competitions where game developers from all over the world come together and compete in different categories for the title of Best Game. And we have this other format underneath GDWC that's called GDWC Plays, that is sort of a gameplay slash talk show hybrid where we, from time to time, play games and we interview the developers behind that game. Today, we are actually having 5 games here. We are playing today In My Shadow by Playbae, Shikon-X from Kindermann Corp, NeuroSlicers by Dream Harvest, Prodigal by Colorgrave, and the Riftbreaker by EXOR Studios. And we have the developers from those games here today to comment on and discuss the games. Also, two of my colleagues are going to play them, Mila and Antti. And I think it's actually time to start the first game. So, are you ready, guys? Oh, hello there. How are you doing?
Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
I'm
we are
doing fine.
ready.
All right. Uh, yeah. Can we start off with actually introducing the game?
Yeah, sure. So, In My Shadow is a puzzle platformer. It's a very unique puzzle platformer in a world of shadows, where your basic mechanical goal is to play with the objects around you and create shapes from their shadows so that you can solve some various types of platforming puzzles. And in the background, like everything is happening in the head of a girl named Bella, who like she's trying to confront her past and accept it.
All right. Yeah. This actually, I think it was a really interesting idea of how to work with those puzzles. It's something that I
Yeah,
have never seen before. So, yeah, let's have a look at the intro over here.
And this is the first cutscene where like you're introduced to Bella. Like she just got a message from her father.
uh, I tried this game before, and how I see the story is really sad, actually.
Yeah, the story is kind of relatable to everybody. I'm pretty sure it's shown in a very sad way, but the end motive of the story is that everybody can relate to it, and it's not tragic, it's not happy, it's just something unfortunate, and it must have happened with a lot of people. Like you get cut off with your family, and you don't keep in touch, or you're just not willing to accept them, and slowly that time catches you and you realize that all those compromises and all those choices weren't worth it. It's always good to have your family with you.
Yeah, just especially like anybody who has moved away from home, for example,
Yeah. Mm.
they can
So
relate with the story, I believe.
yeah, so this story is of a like working woman named Bella, and she has like you could see in the cutscene itself that she wasn't in touch with her family, and one day she gets a message from her father, and that kind of trips her up, and it it unsettles her, and all of her memories, all of her bad memories in a way, they get triggered by that message, and she gets into a dream. And this gameplay, the shadows, and this gameplay is happening in her childhood house, and that's kind of a symbolic representation of all the mental struggles and all the difficulties that she's going through in her head, and how she tries to cope up with it and accepts it and tries to move on.
And this one is all right. So, the goal was to find to go to her dog childhood.
Yeah, yeah, that's the dog from the childhood.
Oh, by the way, the game also supports controller, so if you're comfortable with that, you can connect that as well.
Yeah, am I doing this wrong? Let's see.
The first few levels must be easy.
Oh, okay. I was afraid I gonna touch those.
Yeah. Like slowly and
Um,
slowly, the game is trying to teach you the applications of shadows, of how in different ways you can use the shadows to achieve different kind of objectives.
yeah. So, mm, how many? You don't have to say if you think it's a spoiler or something, but
Yeah.
how many levels there are? Okay, like I don't know if this is the right thing to ask.
No,
Like, maybe you
no,
want to
that's
keep
fine.
it as a secret.
There are a few secret levels, but the
Mm.
number of levels won't disclose any information. So there are more than 50 levels in this game. So the game is divided into four rooms, as you could see in that room selection screen.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so those four rooms are the rooms of her house, and in every room there's a relationship that's kind of evolving with time with that particular character of that room. So this is Bella's room itself,
Mm.
and with Bella, she also used to have her dog Fisker living with her, and so the levels that you're playing right now, the 10-15 levels that you'll be playing, they are a part of this first room where we'll be showing how Bella's relationship with Fisker evolved throughout the passage of time and how she starts to like get away from her family slowly and
Oh.
slowly.
Oh.
Okay.
So yeah, I tried not to disclose anything and not to spoil anything in that description.
Yeah, yeah, no, there are some developers who like. Oh, I knew this. I was going to fail. There are some developers who really like to tell all the secrets of their game, and some people like to keep some secrets. So, yeah, I think it
So I
depends on the
haven't
game.
really told a lot of things right now that I'll be telling right now, but there are a few parts that are very important for the story more than the gameplay. So that's what I haven't really disclosed anywhere, not even on social media or
Oh,
any posts or anything. And this level is the first level where you solve it in the best way possible.
Are there other ways to
there are many ways to solve this.
Yeah, yes.
Oh,
There are actually multiple ways to solve most of the puzzles, and so it also that's kind of the unique point of this game that every player will have their unique solutions.
mm.
So they can have different experiences. People can have very hard levels. People can find it very easy. It's all up to how you solve it. So the way you solve that puzzle was very ideal. That's the
Oh,
best and the smartest solution.
Yeah, you could get all those, collect those coins, or I don't know what they are. What are you actually collecting?
So they are actually memory snippets, and so you are required to collect that to clear the level. But in terms of the narrative, they are uh, they together constitute the memories that you are unlocking, that you are unveiling throughout the game.
okay. Whoa.
Here we go.
Yeah, I can see there are some restrictions as well, like
Yeah,
depending on the level.
yeah. So that level kind of taught you how to use the angle of the shadow with
Yeah.
respect angle of the object with respect to the light. So from now on, it's gonna get a little trickier.
Oh, of course.
Right. So those things moving up and down, they are hurting you if you touch them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, let's try smaller.
They are the representation of Bella's kind of obstacles and hindrances in her mind.
Why I'm. Oh. This game makes you feel stupid really easily. Like, you try something and you know it doesn't work, but you still want to try and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's like one of the most common experiences that people have like shared, that you know that you're almost there. You'll always
Yeah.
want to do it.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
There
no.
we go. Oh no.
No. Maybe I should just try walking actually. Like. Oh, I don't. Okay, let's see how it works.
Yeah.
Uh,
So when I had this demo up on Steam,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I saw a stream on I don't know where. Uh, this level obviously has multiple solutions, but in that stream or I don't know where I saw that, I found a solution that even I never had an idea about,
Oh,
and it was a pretty smart solution as well. So like this is a combination of this puzzle solving and platforming, right? So it leads to multiple things. So your solution is actually similar to that, the one that I
oh,
saw. Like I would never try walking, I would always try jumping.
Yeah, exactly. I would have done the same. I would try walking until the end over here.
yeah.
That's,
Yeah,
I
that's pretty
learned
cool.
with the spinning blade or whatever, however you want to call it,
The
that
saw
sometimes
thing.
sometimes the most obvious solution is not the right one.
Yeah.
Like I
yeah.
was trying to jump over the spinning blade, but always was
Yeah, you had to go
failures.
under it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Hmm.
So with all these different solutions and everything, have you heard other kinds of feedback from the game so far?
Yeah, so one of the most interesting things was that I got a feedback from a lot of players that the game is too easy, it's too boring. And on the same time, I got this the completely opposite feedback from many players that oh this is so too hard. You should implement some kind of hint system. So this is what like it depends on how the player approaches the puzzle. They and also the fact like how you said that sometimes you feel that you're almost there and you're gonna keep trying again and again,
Yeah.
but maybe that solution that you're trying is not the right solution, but still you're gonna keep trying and that's gonna make it feel harder even though it's not harder. So you can have like different experiences every time you play it.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Considering you forgot the solution.
Yeah, now we have those kind of round shapes introduced, so now it's
Yeah,
getting
you
a
can
kind
rotate
of
the objects now.
yeah. Do you get different kinds of these video clips in between if you don't collect all the memories, or is
No,
it
you have to collect
when
the
yeah
objectives.
Oh,
yeah all
so
right yeah you
so I would have to go back if I don't do it, and
Yeah, yeah, you
that's a
can try
big
that.
problem. Yeah, yeah, I can try.
I think this level will make you try.
Oh,
uh-oh yeah because now it's they're right on top of the saw over there, so
this is going to fail, but let's go with it.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna make it from that saw.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
you did.
what? Or maybe this will fail. No,
No, you did it. Yeah,
I got lucky.
nice. So this is also a cool thing that if you're a good platformer, like if your platforming skills are really good, you can like kind of cover it up, cover the bad puzzle solving solution with your good platforming skills. You
Yeah.
don't always have to have the smartest solution.
Oh, there's one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I believe that the combination of both, like, some people like to plan ahead, and some people just
Hmm.
go with it and want to challenge their skills, how to
Yeah.
how to be pixel precise, for example, with some jump and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Like also this game has this air movement, like you can move in the air. So you can sometimes you can pull off all those crazy moves which like you don't really need an object beneath. You can like move in the air and get it somehow.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Oh.
Nice. So you're probably gonna be one of those who would say that this game is easy.
We'll see. uh,
So this one is a breakable object, so you'll see.
oh yeah, there's the spikes.
Oh yeah. I need
This
to
is
have
gonna be a
really
failure,
long
but-
jump.
Like,
Oh, there
yeah,
we go.
I knew it, but I had to try.
Hmm.
No, not again. Okay, no, this is going to fail as well. Oh,
Yeah, you're not
Oh,
gonna make it.
yeah,
that
of course.
was something
That
new.
was evil. Yeah, I didn't read this text there. So. Okay, now I know.
So some of these they are
Oh,
sort of
yeah, yeah.
they are disappearing when you
Yeah, when
go
you'll
off them.
jump off them, it'll break.
And yeah, you can see
Yeah,
it's like open in a way, slightly open.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah.
That's-
Okay. Now it's starting to happen. I had a good run. For
No,
not,
you're
not
almost
anymore.
there.
Oh, I do. This doesn't help.
No, maybe
That's-
not. Yeah.
boom.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember the solution, and yeah, I think this
Maybe
won't
the
do.
first one was the right one.
And then you need to just like be quick.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Now I know it. Now I know.
But beware because that the memory or the page from the book is like, I see what you've done there.
It's gonna work. Just slightly, yeah.
Yeah, this should do, I think. Yep.
Yeah, and it's gonna collapse only after I jump. It won't
Yeah.
collapse like.
No,
when I
it's not
walk.
time based.
Okay, that's good. Good to know.
Yeah, this is some of the like feedback that I've gotten from throughout the demo, and I'm working on it, of how to make it more obvious.
Yeah, but yeah. Of course.
So you
like,
see now Bella is like getting further away, and she is not spending time with Fisker, and she's like scolding him and not being very nice to him. Like it's just that phase of her life when she's more involved with her friends and everything. Like so it's a relatable thing.
what was
By the way,
name of the dog? Yeah.
I got a message that Matthias, your microphone is too low.
Yeah, I actually fixed it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
sounds fine.
Yeah, we actually got a question in the chat over here that asked,
Oh.
what's the name of the dog?
Fisker. So should
Alright.
I type it? Yeah, you can do that.
Oh,
That actually sounds like Swedish because I would say in my own language I would also say fiskar, but that would mean like fish.
No.
But
So I'll just write it over there. Okay, that's private chat. Wait.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, I have. What's the dog's name? Yeah.
if there's an admin, he or she can write the answer.
So we don't have an admin.
I'm the admin, but I'm playing.
Yeah,
So.
Fisker, yes.
Okay, now I know it. This is going to fail. So I have to something like this.
uh-oh.
I can give you a hint.
After this, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to try 3 times.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, here we go.
Nice. The other solution would have been the way you solved one of the previous solutions, in which you had to walk without jumping, and you could have done that as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like when the best solution is the most simple one. So. People usually try to find really complex stuff, I would say.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah.
I have always this kind of thing that like, no, it cannot be this easy, you know.
Okay, this cannot be moved at all. I see.
Yeah, that cannot be moved.
All right. So those arrows they tell you in which
Yeah, so
direction.
yeah, Some of those can't be moved in all directions. Some of those can be moved only in one direction.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Boom. The walk? Yes.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
you
Damn, that
didn't.
was completely different.
Yeah, and you didn't even move any of the boxes. It was.
Yeah.
I was moving the first one, I believe.
Oh.
How did you? I would like to see the solution again. I hope we have a recording, right?
That's a
Yeah.
really good advertisement for our channel. So
Yeah.
after this stream, you can go to YouTube and type GDWC
Yeah.
plays.
I saw one of the earlier videos. That solution, I don't think it should have been possible, but it's cool. Like, how did you jump without touching the the spike that's above your head? Okay, I'll just see.
Oh, this is going on
In that
for
level
me.
as well, you had to walk without jumping. You had to figure out a way to not jump.
Okay. Oh, there's one. For real? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
this
I can
one
just.
is probably the
What?
hardest.
Yeah. So I go like, whoop, top of the box, and then let me try. This is going to fail, but yeah.
Yeah, it was too.
Like this. Okay. Okay, this is getting difficult.
Yeah, there's like lots of elements in this one.
Yeah, you also have to think about the objective that's above the saw. How to get through that.
I was thinking of,
Oh,
yeah, jump into the on the top of the big chair,
Hmm.
and I don't know.
Then how will you
To be
get back?
honest, I have no answers. I'm just trying out the things
Yeah,
spontaneous.
this is how most people do it. They just try, and then they try to change it
Let's
on the
try
go.
and fail.
so can you go back and move around the objects later, or is it just you have to move it around and then when you have moved everything, then you start playing, or how does
Yeah,
that
so
work?
it's supposed to be a one-time thing, right? Like once you
Yeah.
move the objects, you have to collect all of them in one go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. When she sort of started to move into the
Yeah.
playing field, then yeah, then you're moving
Okay.
stuff.
So an interesting story with the game was that when this was a prototype, probably a couple of years back, then this game was it had like, everything happening simultaneously. So you can move the objects when you are also moving on the shadows. And but that was probably the biggest challenge, biggest design challenge of this game, when it was getting too hard to design any levels because the player could possibly do anything. They can move the object in between the level, and like,
Yeah.
we had no idea of how to design the puzzles, how to make it difficult or easy. Like everything was easy, everything could be very easy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that was a hard choice to make, to split the gameplay mode into two modes. And after that the levels seemed very like satisfying,
So
very defined.
I can take hints anytime.
So
If you
at
want to
the
tell me.
you probably have you should try to use both the chairs to get on top.
Both chairs?
Yeah, like move the chair closer to this thing. Not both the chairs, actually one chair will do. Move one of the chairs closer to the light source so that the shadow is very big, and use the box to get to that chair. And you can also rotate the
Okay.
chairs.
Yeah.
Now try to
Here we
find an angle that it's easy to get onto.
Okay, so. Okay, let's try. Okay.
Yeah, this won't do. So try to go from left to right instead of right to left in to collect the above one, the top objective. So use the
Oh,
chair
so
on the left.
you mean the chair will be the first one somewhere here?
Probably, yeah. If you can get on top of
Oh,
that, yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now I
There we
see
go.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but even that one is pretty high now, right now. So you can, yeah, you use the second chair, or you can use the box to get on top of the first chair, and you can make the first chair a little larger so that its reach is higher.
Okay, yeah. I think this is going to work. By the way, we have 2 minutes left, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't realize.
So okay, I'll tell you quickly. Use the box and
Hmm?
use the box to the extreme left.
Extreme left,
Yeah,
like this.
something like that, and increase the height of this chair, the first chair.
This,
Yeah,
something
something
like
like that.
this.
And now use the box to get on top of the chair. Like you can rotate the chair so that you have kind of a staircase. The first chair.
First. So, what do you
Probably.
mean, like?
Yeah, something like this.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
Now you'll get this one, but not the not the second one.
Oh, yeah. Now I see it.
Yeah.
Just
Now
rotate
I
that
have to
chair.
try
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
yeah, something like this. This should do. Maybe
So,
not, but still.
Okay. Yeah, I got the point. I
Yeah.
believe you have to advertise your
Yeah,
game. You
use
have
that chair.
1
Exactly.
minute left.
yeah, I was just gonna say that. Do you want me to tell us any last things, where we can find this game and
So like a
what?
release date and
Yeah.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
So yeah, the first plan for release is on Steam, and it will be releasing sometime in March. Probably like this. We haven't disclosed the final date yet, but it'll be there in March definitely.
Yeah.
And after that, it'll be ported to mobile and Switch. Hopefully, like there's a plan for Switch as well. But yeah, you can like follow the development on Twitter, but we also have a Discord server, and in Discord server I try to share as much as I can, as much raw footage of the gameplay and the development that I can. And so anything that's comfortable with you can join us there and just support us, just see the development and
Yeah.
just hang out.
All right. This was really actually quite a lot of fun. This game, so yeah, I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to the full
you made it look very easy actually.
version.
That was
Yeah.
ridiculously easy.
Perfect. Yeah,
I
that's
will-
good to hear. But all right.
Mille, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay.
All
great.
right, what-
So nice to have
Cool.
you here.
Okay.
And yeah, and
Yeah,
we'll,
thanks for having me.
keep in touch and see where we
Yeah.
are going with the game. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Good luck with everything,
See.
and thank you.
And the games.
All
here.
right.
Let's see, and we have.
Yep. The game Prodigal by Kindermann Corporation.
We have the audio and perfect, just in
Yes.
time. Let me ask from the
Is
developer.
the
if-
audio working?
Perfect. It's working perfectly. I can hear it.
Okay. Okay.
It seems that
Oh,
you cannot
no,
hear
yeah.
the audio.
Yeah.
but-
I can hear it.
Oh, okay, good.
There's a little bit of like echo for some reason.
So, Kyla, write in the chat. I don't know if I said your name right. I'm sorry, but write in the chat if you are ready to come to the stream. Yes, I can hear you. I can read you. I mean,
Antti,
okay.
take
You
a
seem to be ready.
second
Hello?
place of the camera,
Hello.
of the screen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
good.
Hi, I have our other dev that was gonna join. If that's okay.
Yeah, perfect.
That's
That's
definitely
perfect.
okay.
He should be
Yeah.
trying to join.
Yeah, we can wait. We have a
that,
schedule, but it's not that tight schedule.
Okay.
otherwise,
Is that
Yeah, Minbon.
yeah, sorry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
Hello there.
How are you all today?
Very good. Very
We're
good.
fine.
How are you?
Quite well. Quite well.
All right. So yeah, we just started your game. It seems. So
Yes.
do you want to introduce what we are gonna look at for the next half an hour?
Sure. Prodigal is a adventure puzzler game where you are playing the role of Orin, or whatever you chose to name yourself, returning home after some time away after receiving a letter from your grandfather. So the majority of the game is about interacting with the town and getting reacquainted with people you used to know, and whatever adventure you wind up on from there.
All right.
Yeah, so a lot of the game is kind of inspired from like old Zelda games, but also we have really great characters. And then another kind of option is you can marry some of the girls in the game, and there's like social, I guess like you could call them like social links in a sense with the characters, and you can find out more about them.
All right. All right. So this is yeah. It actually looks a little bit like Zelda.
Yeah.
The style is heavily inspired by both Pokemon and Oracle of Seasons from the Game Boy Color. So there's a little touch of a couple different nostalgic games in our art style.
So yeah, what's your goal in this game? What are you trying to accomplish in it?
The initial goal is returning home and getting reacquainted with the town and finding your place in it. So you, as a trained miner, start helping out the blacksmith's assistant and gathering materials for him. So that's the initial objective of the game.
So has this game come out already, or is it?
The game is out and complete. We've been doing some post-release content patches, just adding new stuff to uh, flesh it out and give it a little more fun to be had. So we added a pseudo new game plus system to let people have some fun after they've beaten it already, because with the multiple paths and girls to engage with, it already kind of motivates multiple playthroughs. So to give an additional layer to that to make those more interesting, I thought was valuable. So we have our biggest patch planned to launch on March 15th, and that's going to be our last hurrah of the content patches post-release. So we're excited about that.
All right.
Yeah, a big push with our game is really to try to make the town feel alive with all the different characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Reading these things, what's going on? Okay.
Yeah, Oakley is one of my personal favorites.
We had our most recent streamer fell victim to Oakley, so she is infamous within our community.
Yeah, the beginning of the game is just kind of trying to get acquainted with everyone, since he just came back after a really long time.
So how many people are there in the town?
Oh gosh. Do you know off the top of your head, Min?
Probably around 20.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't have an exact number just because we've added so many, and there's like some secret characters and stuff too around.
All right, so we need some keys or something to open different doors over here.
Yeah, and then for the arena, you'll need to have some kind of weapon.
It starts out a little slow in kind of placing you in a situation where you're stuck in the town, so that you basically have two options. You either find your grandfather to progress the story forward, or you can run around and explore the town and get to know the people at this stage. We didn't want to cut people loose because we didn't want them to get lost in the overworld and start exploring further than they were supposed to. So the hand is somewhat held during the start, but after that point, I've made a pretty concerted effort to ensure that your hand isn't held, and you can truly just do whatever you're able to, so long as you have the tools. And at that point, it's your adventure. But this part's pretty locked in.
Yeah, of course, you can sort of, how to say, like, hold the hand in that way. You know, create stuff you need. You like to find keys or stuff, things like
Yeah,
Mhm.
or so.
people will give you like directions and stuff, and you can choose if you want to pursue that or not, or just follow the story.
So here's like a big gathering of sailors or something.
Yeah,
They're fighting over there.
like a port town, so you have a bunch of sailors coming in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So yeah, Nora is one of our kind of, if you ever get lost based on, like with the main story, you can always go her and she'll kind of direct you. Because it is so open world and like open options, sometimes people will be doing side quests or like talking to people so long that they just need to have someone that's like, oh, by the way, you can go over here to like work on the story.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
what's the big picture in the game like? I mean, the structure, you do some small quests at first, I believe, and then you find a boss, or
It follows a pretty generic Zelda format of dungeon culminating with boss, receive item. So one area where we deviated is, rather than having an inventory full of multiple items that you're having to go through the UI to switch in and out of constantly, we give 3 items and then we optimize the use of those and then find different ways to make use of them in each dungeon. So you're never really sitting there playing UI shuffle with items,
yeah. Okay.
which
Can
helps you
you
feel like you're in game more consistently and not pulled out of the experience.
oh, can you tell me something about the items, for example? What kind of items you have?
So there are 3 main items. We have the rust knuckle, which is a lot of people call it the punching glove. It is a big red fist that you can punch boulders and shatter them, or punch to move heavier boulders. We have the lariat, which is a lasso that will grab onto hooks or pull things to you, be that an enemy or a barrel. And then the coolest one, the one that has the most reactions, is the dread hand. It is a shadowed hand that apparently moves on its own somewhat, but when you use it, you will be teleported to the entrance of a room. So it's used in a lot of interesting puzzles where you're intentionally soft locking yourself, but then warping back to the entrance in order to finish the puzzle.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That sounds interesting. So
Yeah,
with
the
the
Dread
lasso.
Hand.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say the Dread Hand is definitely like a fan favorite.
Yeah, and with the lasso, if there's like a mountain, and I don't know if there is, but I'm just asking. Maybe there is one. You can
Yes.
get
There is a
higher
mountain you
with the
climb
arrow.
up with the lariat. So it's a good time.
I could also see from the game that there was some familiar names. So did you put yourselves in the game as well?
Oh yeah, the Kayla is a little dev insert, and a lot of people thought she was one of like the dateable girls, so we had to add some dialogue that was like, no, because I didn't really want to write, I guess, myself as like a marriage option.
It would be a strange experience for sure. I think there's only 2 NPCs that are developers, right? It's Pillow and you.
Yes.
Oh no, Scoot has Edith.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, currently I think there's just the 3.
So
And
I was away when you were talking about. I just heard something about the marriage ups, and I didn't understand it well. So what happens? You get married, and you get some special something, or how does it
so
work?
the marriages function somewhat like storylines and quests for those girls, where you're getting closer to them and learning more about them, and then that culminates with a CG event of them in a wedding dress as kind of the reward.
Mhm.
It will change your ending based on who you marry, but there isn't some sort of power or gameplay incentive as to who you marry. So people can feel like, oh, I think Keaton is best girl. I'm going to marry her. But unfortunately, Oakley has the best power buff, so I have to marry Oakley.
Oh
So I
yeah,
wanted to
that
avoid that
that's really
power
common in
problem.
games. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what happened
you
with.
don't like this character, but you have to take this character because
Yeah.
some extra skills.
Also, you don't have to marry anyone. I think that was kind of like something we wanted to make sure is that the marriage is just another, I guess, thing you can do, but you don't have to do it. So that way, if people don't want to do that or just want to focus on like the puzzles or they're not really into like the whole like social link aspect, they can just skip it and not have gameplay be affected.
We worked really hard to make sure that the dungeons and adventure aspect of the game stood well enough on its own that you could totally and entirely ignore the whole social aspect of it, and it would still be a solid game. So,
Okay.
with our another thing we're doing with the last patch is with all the other ones, we've added a new girl or a new quest line. So with the upcoming patch, it's basically all dungeons and additional bosses. So that again is feeding into that idea of we want to make sure that the game feels fleshed out enough and challenging enough to people who have no interest in the social aspect.
Yeah. How about we were talking about Zelda being an influence, but how about other games like I don't know why, but I'm thinking of Grandia. I don't know if you know the game. Maybe.
So when it comes to the more specific inspirations, I can't really answer that. I know that the only ones I know of are Pokemon and the Oracle of Seasons and Link's Awakening. We have one pixel artist, so we have 2 pixel artists, and the other one says consistently that he was inspired by Minish Cap, but that's a much more complicated art style, so I'm not sure how he was inspired by it. That's about all I know on the art end of things.
Okay.
For me, I did the writing for the girls, and I guess for me, Stardew Valley and like Persona, I definitely really look up to in terms of writing and like characters, specifically like Persona, because those are some of my favorite games. So I really wanted to have the characters feel real, but also kind of enjoyable enough that it's not just like they're not just like, I guess, basic. They all have some like unique characteristics.
Oh, yeah. Oh, minulla got an achievement. Homecoming. It's nice.
So in the former room we were in, there was some kind of enemies or something, some people with the swords as well. So they are.
So the opening of the game kind of introduces a bit of political tension between North and South. You have the South that is run by kings and lords, and then the North that is basically the frontier. So they don't have any sort of leadership or government, and they're rather fond of that aspect, their freedom and resistance to crowns. But the South will send knights and lords north to claim different sections of land to try and, quote, bring order. So that sequence showed a Lord Frederick and his knights causing trouble because they felt, or the Lord felt, disrespected. And Amadeus, a mysterious pirate captain who looks rather ghost like, appeared behind him and then sent him through the floor to send a message before lightning bolting all of the soldiers. So Amadeus is a very aggressive enemy of the South and anything that it stands for. And you, as the main character, are just coming north after leaving to go south for a while. So he's not terribly fond of you either for the start.
Yeah, that. Right. So those are the sort of. Are there other kinds of enemies here as well, or?
So the
Yeah.
majority. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of different enemies. I guess Min could probably talk more about them because he's the one who designed a lot of them.
So all of our enemies are monsters of some sort. We don't have any enemies that Orn directly fights that are humans. We wanted to make sure that they were all some sort of monsters. So we have skeletons and zombies and bats, kind of the generic adventure cast of enemies.
Yeah. So there's no question about that if they are really evil or not or anything like that.
Well, the political complications of the different characters, you can ask those questions and you can see some of that combat between some of that disagreement between them, the differences there ideologically. But you, as the main character, aren't inserting yourself into a grand political scheme or anything. You're just a miner trying to make your way in the world.
Oh yeah, I see.
So yeah, now you have a little bit more of the world opened up, and you're given kind of the first, I guess, like story beat of the game is helping make a sword for your grandfather is kind of like a present from you and Bolivar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit lost. Which way should I go?
You want to go left, kind of over towards the mines.
I'm really bad with directions.
Oh no, you're good.
Then you go south here.
The game is kind of made to get lost because there's so much to explore. If I know Min's really doesn't want to hold hands, and I think that works well because there's characters you can miss if you don't explore.
Yeah, we tried our best. So we've cut down the overworld a number of times over the course of our development, and then we consistently added more events and things to discover in that smaller overworld because we wanted people to feel lost in a more controlled environment so that they would consistently run into different things, so that they wouldn't actively realize, oh, I have no idea where I'm going, I'm lost. They'd be too distracted by the different things that they're running into and discovering. So like there's a guy that spawns in named Phil, and he's dealing with this terrible problem of some nefarious fellow digging holes all over the place. So you'll encounter him and his irritating problem of the hole digger destroying all those flowers as an example.
Hmm. So she just touched the bat over there. What happens? You know, is it
Uh,
like any you can only a certain amount of times, or is it?
So you have a health bar there on the right hand side. You start with 4 and then you can max it out at 10.
Oh yeah, and now it's 11 again. No,
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 that's the money. Up above that
no,
is
no.
the health counter.
Yeah, that's like a thermometer kind of thing.
Yes.
yeah, a little bit.
Hmm. But you can have some gain health at some point.
So in the game, we the only way to heal is either by talking to Lynn or sleeping. We added a self-controlled difficulty to the game through buffs. So the Inn and Oakley shop sell these different buffs that will make the game much easier. Like Oakley can sell you something that makes falling in pits do no damage. She will double your damage. And then Keaton sells you something that when you die, you'll resurrect, and one that'll double your HP. So there's lots of different ways that, let's say you're on a boss and you've been fine up until this point, but you just can't beat this boss. Well, you can go get these buffs, beat it, so you never get hard stuck. You always have some sort of resolution that you can try.
All right. Mhm. I'm getting a bit like a Boulder Dash vibes from this part, from the Commodore 64 game.
I've never heard of that game.
Yeah, I'm not too
I've never
familiar
heard
with
of
it
that
either.
I don't think that it probably made across the Atlantic though.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But it had this kind of sort of mines as well that you move around stones and
Oh, okay.
you were
Yeah, we
like
have a.
a frog
Oh,
kind of frog-like kind of yeah character.
oh. Yeah, we have a lot of, I guess, I don't want to say like older, but we have a lot of people who grew up with kind of older Zelda and Pokemon games that really comment on the nostalgia factor of this. I think that's in like a lot of our reviews is people just feel like they're kind of taken back to their childhood.
Yeah, there's a lot of design that has been put into the characters. Like, I'm always fascinated to see how the guy actually looks when Mila goes to talk with somebody.
Oh yeah, like from their pixel art.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood over here.
It's true.
There we have him again.
Yeah, Amadeus is kind of a imposing figure on your journey. He makes it very clear that he doesn't really care for you too much.
So from here, if you want to have directions, you're supposed to be guided north when you go talk to Boulevard.
So Amadeus is showing up a little bit like everywhere. You sort of bump into him all the time in different places.
Yeah.
Yes.
In Act 1, you'll run into him a fair few times. We wanted to show the distrust of the community. Even if you don't go and talk to those people in the rest of the town, we wanted Amadeus to be there to show that at some point in your past, you did something bad and you went south and deserted everyone. You were in the wrong. and you're trying to make up for that. So even if you don't talk to anybody, you can understand that that was going on, and you can also feel a little bit concerned of, is this guy gonna come after me at some point?
Speaking of Amadeus.
Now, speaking of your friendly stalker.
Oh yeah.
Actually, we have 3 minutes left, so I
Yeah.
believe it's time for the advertisement. What do you want to tell the people about your game?
So if you're interested, we're on Steam Prodigal. It's $10. It's, I feel like, pretty good price for the amount of content. We have people who've put either from like 10 to like we have a guy who put in like
Is it
100 plus
400 now?
hours. Yeah. There's always more to explore and see. And if you want to like scratch that nostalgia itch, I feel like our game's perfect for that. We're on Twitter at Colorgrave Games. If you type in Colorgrave or Prodigal game, like indie game on Google, you'll be able to find like one of our outlets.
Yeah. And we've been sharing your info as well on our social media. So I hope people can find you from there as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thank you very
we
much
always,
for having us.
Yeah, and we always love having people come into the community. We're always active in our Discord and stuff, so we always love having new people come and talk about who their favorite girl is or their favorite song in the game or things like that.
All right.
Is there
Yeah,
going to
this
be a
was-
boss fight soon? I got curious. It kind of looks like that.
She's
At
gonna
the
get that
end of
dread
here.
hand soon.
Yeah.
She has 2 rooms until that, but the boss fight's a little bit away.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Thanks for coming here, and
Yeah.
let's keep in touch. We always want to hear about the process of the games and.
Yeah, thank you
what's
so much for
happening.
having us.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
It was really nice. So I will go and put on the next game. And
yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. So that was Prodigal.
yeah.
And from here we'll go over to Shikon-X, Astro Defense Fortress. How's the game feeling, Milla?
It's really good, addictive.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see you
I don't want to
concentrating.
stop.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
you were
got
so
into the
focused.
dungeon.
And now when it's getting
Oh.
interesting, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were so focused when you were playing. You still are.
Yeah, I didn't first notice. I got back into the core.
Yeah. Okay, let me put on the next game.
Yeah.
Am I stuck?
Okay. Riftbreaker, yeah.
Oh, here's the hand that they were talking about.
Oh, it looks really cool. I'm happy we were able to see the hand.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the next developer as well, and
Yes.
what's happening? Oh yeah, this and
Okay.
the next game is coming. I believe you can hear the audio already.
Yes.
Okay. And Milla, I wrote you something on the chat.
Yeah, I just checked.
So, yeah, I have some problems with the internet because it's blocking some of the stuff I try to access. And and it will be fixed for the next week. But otherwise, the internet is perfect here in the office.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello. How are you?
how are you doing? I'm doing great, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I've just finished my own stream because we do stream this twice a week, so it's nice to have a little chat to come down.
Yeah, now you don't have to play it yourself.
At last, yes. I mean, I love playing the game, but it gets pretty intense at times, and I'm so tired.
Yeah, I can believe it. I have to say before we start with anything, the graphic settings are crazy. Like, now I'm using DirectX 11 for the stream, but I was trying this game with DirectX 12. There's a lot of things you can tweak. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, we we recently added the DirectX 12 support and ray traced shadows and ray traced ambient occlusion. I wrote articles about the implementation of those. We cooperated with AMD on that, and we're pretty proud with the results because the game looks much more lifelike, and we feel that it's worthy of the next gen moniker.
Yeah, definitely. I was supposed to play this with DirectX 12, but I had some problems with my computer, like especially with ray traced stuff, you know. So that's why I'm using 11.
In general, for streaming, I recommend turning on VSync because otherwise your GPU will run at 100%, and then you'll get stuttering because of because there won't be enough firepower to just encode the frames.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, there was also we checked out the audio, and there was like millions of different settings in the audio as well. So that was kind of cool that you could.
We learned that PC players love their customization, so we try to give you as much room for that as possible.
We have the dialogue volume really low because we're talking here, and we're just having the music basically and some sound effects. So
Sure. There are subtitles, so if anyone's interested in the story, they can read.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah,
you have
most
recommendations?
games, you can
sorry.
only turn down the master or something, and then the music goes away, at the same time as the speaking. So this is really awesome that you can do this. So we can listen to this really nice score as well. Same time, but should we start off with you telling the audience what this game is, why you are here today?
Sure. So my name is Piotr, and I am the community manager at EXOR Studios. The game that I would like to present to you today is the Riftbreaker. It's our third original IP project that we are doing with EXOR Studios. The first two were Zombie Driver and there was Zombie Driver, and then there was X-Morph Defense. All of them run on our own technology, on our own engine, which we call the Schmetterling. And basically, the Riftbreaker is the result of our love for several kinds of games. We love base building. We love generally strategy. We love also a good bit of destruction and RPG. So we ran an in-house game idea contest, we can say, and every member of the team presented their own concepts for the next game when we were finished with the previous project, and there were 40 plus of them, I guess, and we just took the best parts of two of these projects and turned them into something that can be described as a child of Factorio and Diablo.
All right.
I know what Schmetterling means. That's the only word from Germany I know, actually.
Yeah. Schmetterling means butterfly in German. There are two ways you can describe why we call it the Schmetterling. So the first one is, the official one is because the engine is beautiful and lightweight, like a butterfly. And the real story is that one of our programmers said, "That's a funny word," and we named it after that.
Yeah.
It's always fun to make something started like from a joke and then it went story around it, you know. I like the style. Should I start with survival?
I think
or...
starting with the prologue is more recommendable. It kind of eases you into the flow of the game. And it will take about 20-25 minutes to complete, so you should be fine.
Yeah. All right. There it goes.
It's a shame that the audio is... I mean, the people who are speaking, the audio is low for them, because I like the voice actors, especially the robot voice.
It was a lot of fun to come up with a way to turn Ryan's, our voice actor's voice, into this kind of mech. I basically copy his voice onto 3 separate tracks in my digital audio workstation that I use. 2 of them are delayed. They are a bit out of sync. Each one is a bit out of sync. They are on different pitches, and I apply a kind of a guitar overdrive pedal on both of them. And that's how it comes out as this distorted robot voice.
All right. Yeah, I'm actually a sound engineer myself, so it's interesting to see that you're making like, you know, like you're putting stuff out of phase to make it sound cool, and yeah, that's you know, like when you put stuff out of phase, your brain doesn't really know how to react to that sound because it's
how to process it.
Yeah, exactly. So it turns into something weird, unrecognizable, and that's a really cool way to utilize in robots, for example.
Yeah, we plan to do all the sound development in a house, and I volunteered for that, but then we realized that this project is a lot more than we can handle. I mean, not a lot more than we can handle, but if I had to handle both audio and the community management side of things, then I would need the day to have 36 hours or more, because that's just too much. So currently we are outsourcing our audio work. But the voice remains as I designed it, so that's what I like.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So should I explore or should I...
I mean, you are going to get a couple of objectives. You can, or you don't have to follow them, obviously. But if you follow them, you will progress the flow of this demo, and you will unlock more options to build. You will unlock more things to do.
Oh.
I actually got a question about the guitar pedal over here. Is that a Metal Zone 2 pedal?
No, it's not a Metal Zone. No, it's a Tube Screamer. I didn't go that hard.
All right. Is it the classic, the first one, or is it some kind of new Tube Screamer?
It's a VST model. It's a TSE Audio TS808.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So in general, you have to establish a base here that will have all the mines, refineries, power plants, and everything. You have to connect everything with energy connectors and build a base that's powerful enough to sustain a two-way portal back to Earth. So that's the basic premise of the game. And everything that happens other than that, it's just a coincidence that you end up on a planet with intelligent life, and you have to defend yourself. But we like coincidences like that.
Or there's like dinosaurs or something over there.
Maybe not dinosaurs, but some space cows, some space spitting scorpions, and space dogs, for starters.
Yeah, it looked like a bit like the Velociraptors from Jurassic Park.
Basically, and any film with big robots or big monsters, we watch that, and it's partly our inspiration. So you name it, we love that. Like Pacific Rim, Jurassic Park, just because they are over the top and there's a lot of destruction, lots of special effects. That's our jam, and we think it shows in this game when you get into like the more action-oriented moments.
So, what kind of enemies are there in this game? Are they?
It's basically wildlife, but the wildlife here is
Whoa.
oh,
what's
there is
that?
a comet. Nice.
Oh,
So the
What can I do
wildlife
with
here
that?
is quite angry. They don't like being disturbed. Plus, they seem to be drawn to your energy emissions from your base. So the more stuff you build, the harder they want to kill you. And they also come in very large groups. One of the games that inspired us to go this route was They Are Billions, and we really go for the numbers that you could see in that game.
So the comet, what should I do with it? Like
Oh, the comet? Oh, it was just a visual, a gimmick.
okay.
You know, we introduced that after the DirectX 12 patch, because the comet has a single has a very powerful light that is shadow casting, and everything around you starts creating this nice I don't know how to call it. All the shadows start dancing around you as the as the comet flies by.
that was some angry beetles. So the
This
comment
is a
more
mod
like
for
a
one of your weapons, so yeah, you can pick that one up. So it would be quite strange if angry alien creatures picked up, dropped weapons or armor as their loot.
Yeah.
So we decided that instead of that, they are going to drop crafting materials and mods. So then you craft. Oh, you found something interesting there. A bit further to the left. Yeah, don't go there. Don't go there yet. That might end badly for you. So yeah.
Now I'm curious.
Oh, there was just a huge bug there. You will be able to take it on in a couple of minutes. So yeah, back to the weapons. So
Yep.
we decided that they're going to drop mods and crafting materials, and you craft the weapons for yourself. And basically, the amount of resources that you put into the crafting will determine the quality of the weapons. So they get randomized statistics, they get some perks. For example, you can have a machine gun that has homing bullets or an auto-aiming laser. That's all possible. So there's a lot of variety when it comes to that.
And I found another carbonium place. Can I just go there and build something?
Of course,
Yeah.
you can mine it. Just be careful what's around, because
So,
it might be angry.
Okay, yeah, I don't have resources.
And also, you can place more than one factory. Oh, you see it now, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's there.
You can place
Okay.
more than one factory on one deposit, so that will speed up your carbonium production by a lot.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe I'd try with that.
You could. Just remember that everything that you place in your base requires a lot of power, so you need a lot of wind turbines to generate that kind of juice.
Not
So there's
there.
some kind of stats
somewhere here.
probably on this somewhere as well, where you can see. what power?
Oh,
you
the
have?
energy stats are in the top right. I needed to think left, right, top right of the screen. You can see the energy consumption and production. So the production is 36, our consumption is 59. So at the moment we are at negative 16 balance. So we would need a couple more turbines to be
Oh yeah.
in the green
Now I see.
with that. One more should do.
Okay, I need more resources.
It seems like it's been quite a lot of fun to develop all this kind of parts here. So, what have been really like the most interesting part of this game?
I think that the most interesting part has been right after we made the demo public, because we have been showing this game off quite a lot at trade shows like PAX, E3, Gamescom, and we had lots of people playing it, but it was just a demo. It was very limited. And once we made it a bit more public, once we shared the free prologue on Steam, we had lots of feedback pouring in, and people gave us really great ideas. For example, in our previous iteration of the building system, you had to click and place every bit of wall by yourself. And now, it never occurred to us to just introduce simple click and drag system. We don't even know why. But working with the community has really changed a lot when it comes to the way we are developing the game and the way we are handling some things. Whenever we want to publish some changes, we first put them on the experimental branch of our alpha and give it to the Discord community. And we know that they will rip it to shreds. They are going to send us 100 crash reports. We are going to spend the night fixing them. But when we publish it to the public branch, it will be good. So that's really fun. That's something that we have never done before.
Here we are building some kind of fences now.
Yeah, I can finally create the last one. Yeah, here.
I got a question here in the chat again. Is the release still on the 21st of October?
That's a running joke that we have, because we promised. So the game was supposed to be released in the year 2020, and everyone was asking about release date, and I said that I cannot just guess and give you a date that Riftbreaker is going to release on October 21st. Of course, somebody made a Twitch clip of that and put it out of context, and so now we joke that release is October 21st. We did not release the game in 2020 because of pandemic, because of working from home, which has been inconvenient. Maybe it wasn't difficult, but it's been inconvenient for us. Because we are a very small team and we like working with each other and talking to each other directly, coming up and saying what is wrong, what we need fixed. And in general, we are very tight-knit in our studio. We are a tight-knit community. And we had to move the release date to 2021. But in 2021, October 21st still hasn't happened, so I keep saying October 21st, even though it's not the real release date. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Do you live far from each other, the team?
No, we all live in the same city, but obviously we had to isolate a little bit because of the rising number of cases.
Yeah. That's exactly why I'm here in my bedroom right now, streaming this.
I see.
Yeah.
I only recently moved back to the office because I've already caught the disease. I've been through it. I am immune, so now I can go back to let's say I can be reasonably sure that nothing bad will come out of it.
All right. Yeah. I hope it wasn't too bad.
Was bad, but let's not talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here now. That's what counts.
Exactly. It's got enough attention already. So. So here's somebody commenting on the release again. Now, the community knows the truth. The release is one day after Half-Life 3. All right.
That's another joke that I made. Yes, that the release is going to be day after Half-Life 3. And then I realized that if Valve is going to just drop Half-Life 3 like they dropped Half-Life Alyx, I am in deep, deep trouble.
What should I do? The armory.
So now you have two objectives. There is one objective there are two objectives marked on your mini-map. One to the west, one to the north. One to the west and one to the northeast, and you can choose either of them.
I want to see the big guy.
Sure, go for it.
It's somewhere here.
You have some other weapons. You can press Q or E to swap between them, because the one that you have in your right hand at the moment has no ammo, so it's not a good idea to just walk up to that dude. Yeah, the other ones might work a little better.
Flamethrower.
Let's see. Okay, let's burn it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm dying actually. Oh, I see.
It's okay. It's okay.
You were serious.
I think this guy has aggro for the entire map, so it should come chasing after you.
Oh yeah, I can use some special like nuclear mine and.
Yes. You have a lot of skills to choose from. Like, we give you a set of some basic ones to try out at the start, but in the final game you will be able to craft and develop lots of additional skills that you then put on your quick use bar and just press 2, 3, 4 and activate those skills.
Okay, I run out of.
So if you get hurt here and your energy is like really low, can you go somewhere to recharge or?
Yes. If you go to your HQ, you will heal.
Oh, 4 HP. That was close.
Calculated. It was calculated. You meant to do that. It's fine.
Oh. And the guy, the range is better than mine. Like, Oh, okay. Now
That's one of the issues.
Okay, now it's going. I want to use this one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's preoccupied with those towers. Just go ham.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, for once the games actually end happily.
I could fix my base, but we have 5 minutes left, so let's do some exploring.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Oh, more.
Yes, there are plenty of resources on this map. In fact, I think there are like 4 different, let's say, biomes on this map, in this prologue, that you can see. So we start in this jungle, then you can venture out into the desert that you are kind of seeing right now. There is also like a swamp and a bit of a magma biome, which is a bit of a preview of the things that you are going to be able to see in the final game. So every biome is going to have a different set of creatures and challenges to it, because we don't want every level to just feel like a carbon copy of each other.
Yeah.
So, for example, in one area of the planet, because it's going to take place on this planet that you are visiting right now, Galatea 37. The maps are going to be randomized, which is going to introduce a bit of replayability to this game, and also variety. And for example, in the desert biome, you will get lots of power from solar panels, but wind turbines might not work. And in magma biome, you might have to invent some protective shielding first before you start building stuff in the very hot climate of that zone. So there's going to be plenty of stuff to do and discover.
Yeah. Sounds
I
really
could.
good.
I have one question. Like, are we the bad guys? Like, we just go to a random planet and start killing
We are
innocent life
we
forms?
are colonizers. It's human history 101. It's what we do. It's what we've always done. I guess it's just taking it a bit further, a couple of light years away from us. But yeah, we are the baddies, totally.
Yeah.
All right. So we're actually getting to the last minute. So do you want to tell us a little bit of where we can find this game, where we,
Of course.
give us your links.
The Riftbreaker prologue is available on the Steam store and also on GOG, I think. You can download it, play it for free, and when you've played it, you can actually visit us on Discord, discord.gg/EXOR Studios, and you will find plenty of community-created mods, which is absolutely crazy that our community is creating mods for the demo version.
Yeah.
But yeah, we fell in love with that. We fell in love with the idea that they are already modding it. And we are going to release the game later this year. PC comes first, then console ports.
Okay, I have a feeling that I'm going to die here.
Quite likely. Quite likely. You can also go to the left. You will find another pleasant creature here.
Oh, this is.
Oh,
That was
no
not a
pleasant creature
but
here. Oh,
Was a pleasant surprise as well. So the lava looks
Sure.
really good.
sure.
Ended it with a boom.
Exactly. There are lots of booms.
Well, yeah, thanks for coming here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, really fun to watch this and hear you talk. So let's keep in touch and let's hope it's out on October 21st.
Of course.
Of course.
Day after Half-Life 3.
Perfect. All right.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay, if you're ready, Milla, write something on the chat, for example. Yes. And I will put you here,
All right.
and I will remove. Let's put the game on.
Yeah. All right. So it seems I had the wrong order of the games. So this is Shikon-X Astro Defense Fortress.
And we need the audio here.
And the one that we were watching before was the Riftbreaker by EXOR Studios, and now over to Shikon-X and Kindermann Corporation.
Oh, he's here.
All right, perfect. Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Hey there.
Hey.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
In a second.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
What did you say?
hear you very, very low. Let me try to...
Okay.
Okay, can you try now to speak?
Yeah.
Can you hear
Okay,
us?
it's better now.
Yeah, that's the picture is looking really good.
Yeah.
The sound is a little bit bulky, but
Yeah, we can definitely hear what you're saying, so it's good. I need to go and buy a USB wire actually for the last game because I need to switch my internet. So I hope Milla is ready Can you write in the chat? Yes.
All right.
So I'll be back in 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, you have a store next to.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes walk. So
All right.
let's hope the best. Well,
Let's
see
hope
you.
it's open.
Well, it's open. I know it. No worries.
All right, perfect. All right. So, yeah, let's start off the game and start with you introducing it. Tell us what this game is about, what who you are, and yeah, what it's all about.
Well, I'm Matthias Kindermann. I'm the founder of Kindermann Corp. We already made some games before, but this is the first one with a bigger scope than we used to do. We used to make just arcade games. One was called Pixelman. It was a very small, like, high score chaser game. And this one, we always loved adventure games, so we wanted to make something like Monkey Island in space, but with action scenes and things. So this game has arcade style shoot 'em up parts, and also you have to solve puzzles and that. So it's like a weird mix of all the things we love in games, and that's that's what we wanted to make.
Yeah, definitely. I could see all the different kinds of games that are built in here, and you sort of hit all my favorite as well because I was a really big adventure game player. So, but also a big pinball fan back in the days.
Oh yeah, also pinball. I forgot to
Yeah.
mention.
Yep, and also I saw that you had some parts that are a bit like Arkanoid. So
Yeah.
that I played a lot of Arkanoid, especially Arkanoid 2 back in the day. So yeah. So yeah, there's
that, was, that was the first part we designed, the Arkanoid part. That was the first idea we had with this game. Was I wanted to play Arkanoid, but instead of destroying gems or things, you have to protect them. That was the first idea I had for an arcade part in this game. So that's the thing you have to do. You have to circle the gems and protect them from the attacks of the enemies. So that was the first thing I said. Okay, this is like I never seen that done, so I wanted to make it.
so you sort of combined Space Invaders and Arkanoid.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right. Yeah, you probably played Space Quest as well because this is.
Yeah, no, I haven't played those games because back when they came out, I didn't have a good computer. So I used to play the Larry games, the Leisure Suit Larry games, and the Manic Mansion and Monkey Island and all those games. But for some reason, the first Space Quest game didn't work for me, so I didn't play it back then. Back then, in the day, I always wanted to play them. Like now, I don't know if there's a compilation or something, but I wanted to play those games, but I never actually did.
All right. So in this game right over here, what's the idea behind what's the objective of this game?
Right now, this is the intro for the game. You don't have any quests right now or any puzzles to solve. You can talk to people and meet the crew of the ship, and so you get a little bit of the backstory of the characters and what's going on. But right now, the main thing you have to do is to go to the first mission, and then you get a bit of the story, and then you come back to this hub place, and then you can start playing the adventure game parts and try to solve some things, some puzzles, some things.
Mm-hmm. All right. So no.
This is a cinematic intro.
Yes.
So this is a mix with games like with. I wanted to make it something like Messenger. I think I don't know if you know it in Europe, but the giant robot animes from the 70s. I know that's the idea of she's driving the ship with just two sticks and a few buttons. That's super retro anime style.
Okay. So now you are protecting the gems over here.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Ooh. Do you have some kind of energy? Oh, energy.
Yeah. No, you have right now the gems are your energy. If you lose all the gems, you die. But you have the machine you're playing as. When it's in defense mode, it can die. You're gonna die. But then it transforms into attack mode, and then you can die actually with bullets and everything. I'm looking at the phone, and when I'm being filmed, and at the screen, and on the phone is you're ahead, and on the screen you're way behind.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh. All right. Now it's Space Invaders. Yes.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the Space Invaders part.
This is too hard.
You're playing Mila or Matias?
Yeah, I'm
who's
playing.
playing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I didn't know.
Mila is the player.
We made it. It's hard to die because that's not the main point of the game. You can just the main point of the game is the adventure part. So this part is kind of it looks hard, but it's hard to die in this in this part.
Yeah, I remember back in the days that was really nice with.
If you push both together at the same time, you will shoot a super beam. Okay, that was close.
Ooh.
You have to keep them. You have to keep them pushed. Keep them pressed.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. I think you have another. No, that's the only shot you have. You can either use it for that attack, or you can use it for the boss. That right now is going to become the first part of the boss fight.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be careful because you have many lives left.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, so you have those special weapons. You can use them a couple of times, or.
Yeah, maybe you will get a power up that you can grab and do that super shot again. If you get it, use it right away so that it doesn't take your life.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah. You have to shoot at the weapons.
Ah. Oh no.
Yeah, that's hard. Everything's coming at you.
Uh-oh.
No.
You have to be careful with the red bombs because they explode and take more of your life. Watch out.
This is so funny because there's like Pong as well in here.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Nice.
we go.
You did it.
Yes.
Just 5 lives left. That's perfect. Now you're moving to the. This is like a Galaxian or a different kind of game what you're gonna play now.
So why did you decide to put all these kinds of different, like small games into this?
Because I think some people enjoy adventure games, but that when they have to think about the puzzles and things, they might get bored. So just trying to think about them. So I wanted to have players have different things to do while they think. So they can be playing these arcade parts, or they can go play pinball or something. And then they go, oh no, I need to do this to move ahead on the puzzle or whatever. So it's like a different kind of thing you can do just to keep the player entertained. Where they. doing all this.
Oh, now it turns into this kind of game.
Yeah.
Aha.
And she always has these dialogues with the chief, her superior. If you press both triggers at the same time, you move up, down. Yeah, you're perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And you can shoot. If you kill them all, you get a power up for a better shot.
Oh. All right.
No.
Oh, you lost one life. We used to have 7 lives. No, I think 5 lives. So it's okay. You have to shoot at the cannons, at the boss cannons, for him to go away.
Oh, there's lots and lots
Yeah,
of
this is
stuff
hard.
going on. And here comes those small ones.
There's so much to look at.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
two.
on the latest version, we changed some of the shots because they're hard to see from the enemies. So we changed them. But yeah, they're still a bit hard to see on this version of the game. Just a few more shots on the cannon. One cannon left.
It's started to...
Oh, so close, so close. Oh, nice.
Yeah, you missed, Antti, you probably missed around 8 different games already.
Yeah, this is like Centipede. This part, or Millipede. I don't know if you know those games from the Atari.
Yep, I used to play
Yeah.
with a friend had an Atari when...
I heard a lot about this game, and I was curious to see how it works, and now I missed like 15 minutes already. And yeah.
Yeah, said you
I might-
missed 8 games.
Yeah, I might also need to see the replay afterwards.
Oh, you're doing better now. That was a power. If you get it, you get a better shot,
Ah, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
a faster. Then it gets bigger and bigger. Nice. Oh, if you get hit, you lose all the powers. It's okay. You have to destroy the launchers for the red ships now. That's gonna make it easier because otherwise it gets super hard. Those are homing ships. They go to you like kamikaze ships.
So what has the reactions been to this game so far? What does the community say?
For now, everyone that played it so far liked it. Some people think that this is the only part of the game because some people haven't beaten this this part, so they don't know the adventure part that comes after this. But yeah, they think that this is gonna be a shoot 'em up game and
Yeah.
that's it. But yeah, so far when people move past this and they get to play the pinball and they get to play the arcade parts and everything. So this part we wanted to have the player have some agency, and you can choose to wait until you destroy the window of the ship and kill the boss. So this is like a little bit of you can wait and hear a bit of more dialogue and everything. So every part of the game has details like that. You can, and this is like asteroids because we have to put another game.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
If you press
Can I touch
both
these? No.
at the same time, you move
Okay.
forward. Oh yeah. Watch out because the more that you destroy, the harder you get. So. Oh yeah, nice, perfect.
Perfect landing.
Okay, so now we're
That
moving
was
into
it.
the adventure part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is some kind of version of like 16 colors, or
At first we wanted to make it use the same colors as the NES or the Commodore or anything, but we decided just to keep the graphic style, but not to limit ourselves with colors and things.
mm,
So that's not that we use all the colors we wanted to. And
yeah. Now, yeah, just the style is like a little bit like you can see on all
yeah,
those cabinets and all those drawers, or that is like a
yeah,
maniac mansion.
and everything has details like the machines there. Every single item you can get has a serial name that's connected to an adventure game, and everything you touch gives you at least three options of dialogue. So we wanted to keep that. So if you want to touch everything and do everything that the game offers you, you have many things to do, and you will discover a lot of details and things.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bag. She's supposed to look at you all the time when you're talking to her, but that's a bit broken.
All right, so
This guy has a lot of like super silly dialogue options, all with innuendo and things. So
yeah, it's good to have that. So here you learn about
yeah, how to play the pinball machine. And the pinball machine is like a little bit of a homage to the Mandalorian. It's called um, Space Hunter Baby from no Bounty Hunter Baby from Space or something like that. So it's like, and then you have like a baby Yoda with a helmet, that thing. So it's all we wanted to put a lot of little homages to series and games and everything we could.
yeah, I remember that seeing the screenshots of this that I had the Yoda on there. So
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Oh, the Hunter baby, yes. All right.
This was inspired in an old arcade game called Pinball Action. I don't know if you played it, but it was in my arcade next to my home when I was a kid. They didn't have any real pinball machines, but they had an arcade with this it's same kind of gameplay and everything. So I wanted to do a little homage to that game.
Yeah. We didn't have any kind of film machines in my small town, but
And this is fully featured. You have everything. You can do multiple. You have jackpot, and you can do everything with this game. We made like a full pinball engine for for this little mini game.
so is there some kind of thing you are looking for to achieve in the pinball? Is it like a jackpot, and then you go to the next part, or is it...
Yeah, later on in the game, on the next episode, because it's gonna be divided in episodes. The girl you talk to in the other room, she's like sort of your not enemy, but she's like um, she's not your friend, and she's always antagonizing you and you to her and everything. She has the high score in this machine. So one of the things is if you beat her high score in the machine, then she tells you how to move onto the next mission that you have
Yeah,
and thing you have to do. So it's like part of the everything is a little bit a little part of of the main game. And you don't have to be good at it to beat her high score. So it's just a fun little game, and then you move on to the next thing. But if you want to just play for hours, this thing you can because it's full featured, and it saves the high scores and everything. So it's a full pinball game. You can, if you pause it, you can just exit the pinball game.
Here. Does it exit the whole game?
No, it's gonna just exit the pinball. Yeah, you have to.
So scary.
So there's like you can play more games.
Yeah, in the future you will be able to play more games. That's an homage to our first game, Pixelmon.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you get a new dialogue option, you get these little balloons there to tell you that you can talk to anyone else, or there's gonna be a new option to talk to that person. And on the next episode of the game, you're gonna be able to go with the dog that's around there, and you will be able to just to partner with the dog and go in adventures with the dog and everything. That's gonna be on episode 2.
All right. So what are we doing here right now? We're discussing.
Well, right now, if you go to the bathroom that's on the left, you're gonna get the next step on the puzzle.
Oh, the guy didn't want to talk to me, so.
Yeah, she's like the person I was talking about later. She's the antagonist there in the ship. She's like the bully or something.
Yeah. Ah, there. Nice.
You have an inventory, and you can just the same as any adventure game. You can just use the things and give them to people, and we have a lot of silly dialogue for the faucet. Someone said that we were the first game to have a COVID reference in the game because she washes her hands and says like, "Oh, I want to get COVID or space fit." If you talk to the guy in the stall there, the one is staying
This?
there. Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, there's somebody sitting in.
Yeah, I don't think he. There wasn't coffee.
Yeah, and you have to see. There's a coffee machine there in the.
Yeah.
And you have the jar is around there. I don't know where. I think it's on the table there. I don't remember now. Is it on the big table? I think it's on the table here on the white table to the right. You see that?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a big one.
But now you have water for it. But as in every adventure game, you have the faucet there. So this is the first puzzle in the game.
I'm tea drinker, so no wonder I'm so bad.
Now if you go to the inventory now, you will see that the jar is full of water.
Is there
It was
inventory button?
with the Y in the gamepad.
Y, yeah. What up? Ah.
Oh, there we go.
And if you press A, you get dialogues for everything. So it's like tips for the puzzles. And now you can go back to the machine and brew the coffee.
Mug.
That's in the bunk beds below. No, that's not your mug. You have to find yours. See there on the bed, on
Mhm.
the one below,
Where?
on the bed below there. Yeah, on the no, to the right and below that.
Is there like
It's on the where the pillow goes. It has a little face.
Ah, it's
Yeah, it's a bit hidden, so you have to search for it.
Mhm.
And now you have to go to the inventory and drink the coffee.
That's a little Twin Peaks thing.
Yeah, and the rug there is like another homage to Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
The,
that's true, man.
the coffee and the rug,
Yeah.
and now you can talk to the guy in the bathroom.
This is like a little bit like Monkey Island kind of puzzle as well, you know, this kind of like how to
Yeah.
say, like humorous small things.
Yeah, you do like a regular thing, but you have to. It's part of a bigger puzzle.
All right. We have 2 minutes left, so if you want to tell us where we can find this game, when it's coming out, anything, you know, please share your links with the community, with our followers.
Right now, everyone can download this demo because this is the demo, the game demo, on Steam. It's free to download, of course, and you can find it there. And it's gonna be available on Switch and Steam when it comes out. But right now, we don't have a release date because we are a little behind on it. But it's moving along, so we're gonna be able, maybe, or hopefully this year it's gonna be ready, and we at least we're gonna release the first episode, so people will be able to play more of this, more of that than what you see here.
All right.
So that's the last part of the puzzle. That's a code, and if you remember the code machines and the code machine that's there, it has numbers for every item. So if you use the number he gave you with the code machine, you will get the last piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It's on the red machine because this doesn't have the correct numbers.
huh.
So I'm sure that people will have a really hard time discovering that puzzle. This is a big spoiler for people, but
All
so
right.
yeah, now you have a new item.
Oh, perfect. All right.
That's
That was
perfectly timed. This is the
Yeah.
end of the demo. That's
yeah.
perfect.
All right, we can make it to the end on this one. That's cool. No, this
That's
was a really,
perfect.
really, really fun game, and some, you know, it changed it all the time, and it never got, you know, never got boring. This is really, really good. It was.
You know, that was our intention. So to always have the players to have something to do in the game, even if they're stuck with the puzzle, they can go play and talk to people and do things. That was our intention.
Perfect. All right. Cool that you could make it, and we'll keep in touch. And I hope everything goes well, and that you get this game out this year. So.
Thank
see you.
thank you very much, and thank you for playing, Mila. You did a great job. You did everything
Thank
that you could do.
Thank you so very much.
Well, guys,
Bye bye.
was cool to be here. Bye bye.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Unbelievable. I made it just in time.
Yeah. So, how's your evening been?
Busy. Kind of
Alright.
busy. I went to the store and bought some stuff to be able to stream the next game. So on, but it's finally there on the background. Do we have the developer? Not yet. Okay. Now we have the developer here.
Perfect. All right. So next game is gonna be NeuroSlicers.
Yeah, let me add Just into the stream.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
What happened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's here.
All right. Perfect. All right.
So we can start.
Yeah, we are ready to go. So
Awesome.
let's start off with you telling a little bit about the game, what we're gonna watch today, who you are.
Sure. So I'm Justin. I'm the CEO at Stream Harvest. I'm also the creative director and the sound designer on this project. As you can probably tell by all the music equipment behind me. So NeuroSlicers. So NeuroSlicers is kind of a post-cyberpunk strategy game that has its origins in RTS, but tries to do a number of things differently. We wanted to try to solve a number of issues we found within the RTS genre, namely the very steep learning curve often associated with the genre, and also the fact that the core gameplay of RTS hasn't really changed very much over the last 15, 20 years. It's always been very much about micromanaging your units. It's been very much about the kind of base building aspect, and a couple of studios have been doing slightly different things. Obviously you got the Total War franchise where they took things on to a massive scale. You have the guys behind what's it called? They are Billions, which kind of took a tower defense approach to RTS and base building. What we wanted to do though was change core interaction, so the actual process of how you play the game. If you want to jump into it, so you've got two options here. You can do the story mission, which teaches you the basics of the mechanics, or at least some of the basics of the mechanics, or jump straight into some PvP, but you can play against the AI.
Oh. What do you want me to do?
The PvP gives you a better idea of what the actual game is.
I tried out the tutorial stuff for this part, and it says that I can only continue the story. So
go to Aurora, and I'll talk you through how to play.
Okay, yeah. That's good.
It's more fun that way because the tutorial you use a completely different set of abilities. So in our game, we wanted to do a couple of other interesting things. Is kind of put like an RPG layer on top of the experience. So the game is planned to be free to play rather than a premium title. And the idea is that we're going to be adding new content, new areas, new levels to play, new abilities, etc. Post launch. So yeah, Aurora's a character. She's kind of like a crazy entrepreneur who we're actually working on another game at the same time as working on this, where you learn her origin story. But she runs this thing called the CSL, which is the Container Star League, which is a underground slicer league. So in the game, you play as a slicer, which is a freelance, kind of like a hacker, but in this future world that we've created in a city called Catena. It's an AR layer over reality that everyone is plugged into. So you no longer experience reality as it is. You're experiencing a combination of the real and the digital combined. And this is run by a corporation called Minecore, or an offshoot of Minecore called Tesseract. And certain people have learnt to harness the powers of the neural net in order to manipulate it, and these are known as slicers. We talk a bit about this origin in our other game. In this game, this particular build is kind of a prototype rather than a... Oh yeah, ignore the videos, they're bugged. Yeah, so this is a very early pre-alpha. that we built specifically to raise funding for the game. So if you go roaring to go, you should be able to jump in.
So you will be my guide here. So
Yeah.
let's do this.
Okay, so do your best AI. And what?
The rank is. I cannot change the rank.
No. Oh shoot! It looks like it's bugged. Oh my god! Classic. Oh, yeah, there we go. Plug me in.
Yay.
Yeah, all of the UI and everything is due to be completely redesigned. It's all very early stage. So the premise of the game, at least in PvP, is in 1v1 you've got to destroy your opponent's access core, which is their base. All of our maps have different objectives that you can fight over. They're optional. You don't have to use them to be able to beat your opponent. In our game also, you don't have set factions. We have things called node paths. And the nodes are tied to particular factions, but you can mix and match. So in one match, you might go in with the data path, which is pod tech. We renamed it. And in another match, you might go in with network tech, which is another faction's set of abilities. So after building these, you can click on them and then you can upgrade them. So right now they don't do anything apart from give you territory.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So you have pod accelerators, which generate data pods. These increase your data, which is what you use to purchase everything. And you've got memory banks. So memory banks allow you to spend memory to upgrade your access core, as well as access certain other abilities.
Okay.
So
there was another one. Demo. Oh yeah. I can
and destroy them. Yeah. And then you've got pod nodes level 2. So if you upgrade that, which requires 5 memory, that gives you access to a whole set of other buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And
scripts.
So scripts are
like
your units
coming at me.
As long as you don't spawn any, the AI at the moment is relatively basic. So as long as you don't spawn anything, any units, it won't attack you. So the scripts are kind of like cards in a card game. So you have buildings, units, and hacking abilities, or we call them functions. These are earned outside of games, and then you can upgrade them. So there's a variety in this game. Currently, we only have 12 in the game, but we'll be launching with about 60.
So it would be a mistake to use 1 byte here.
You can do it. Yeah, he will start spawning units though.
Okay. I'm gonna wait just a little bit. I want to see what will happen when I get there.
Yeah. So everything is done via territory. So by capturing territory around that cannon objective,
that's an enemy, right?
Oh yeah, but it's because
okay. I need to react.
So one thing is you can click and hold and drag to like paint units onto the board.
Yes, this is much better.
So one of the unique things about our game is all of our units are AI controlled. You don't have to micro them at all. So you're focusing a lot more on territory management, territory control, resource management, upgrading stuff, countering and outflanking your opponent. Matches are much faster than the traditional RTS.
I can see how fast-paced this can be. Like,
it's
an enemy and you just.
Yeah. It's always a good idea to spawn a bit further back because their health goes up as they're spawning.
Okay.
So those units you're fighting against, the firewalls, they do splash damage, so they're pretty evil. You need to upgrade your access core in order to access the higher level units.
This one here.
Yeah, so if, on the UI on the far left next to your memory amounts, if you click that.
Here.
Yeah. So both of the node paths have different upgrade trees. Those will also be customizable outside of matches as you earn new ones. So we wanted to have a high level of customization for players, allowing them to kind of build their own deck of abilities, or their own deck of scripts, choose their node path. Yeah,
I'm gonna restart.
the game
I realized I need to be faster, a lot faster.
So generally the best thing to do in early match is build a load of those data accelerators. let them spawn pods, and then switch their abilities so they start generating new data, so you have more data.
Okay. So I start with this nodes.
Yeah. So if you just spawn one of them, and then you'll see what happens after it spawns. Upgrade your base as well. Try to do that as early and often as possible.
The best one is.
It depends on your playstyle.
Yeah.
The capacity one is good for if you want to have more memory for upgrading stuff. Data barrier is pretty cool if you want to have a shield on your units when you spawn them.
And now I update this.
To the other one, the pod accelerator.
Yeah, and I do the same for this.
Yeah. So okay. one of the issues we have at the moment is the player onboarding isn't where it needs to be. As I say, it's still a very, very, very early build, and we're only a team of 4 people working on it at the moment.
Oh.
So a lot of the UX design, all that will be massively improved, and the actual introduction to the game will be streamlined. Much nicer.
Can you tell something more about the world? Like,
sure.
It's really fascinating, like with AR elements and everything. So.
Yes. So the area you're actually in at the moment is called the Construct. This is the first area that you unlock as part of the story. So the Construct is actually set within an old server. It's the old prototype for the Neuronet. Once you get past this area, you actually start to explore further into the city. So the city's made up of lots of different areas. You've got like Chanier Concourse, which is kind of like the kind of business district. You have Chantelar, which is like the red light district. You've got a place called Canopy, which is kind of like a public district. and there's a whole load of different areas. And as you progress through the game, you'll be accessing new maps, new mission types within each of the different areas of the city as you uncover more of the story. What's quite unique in our game is we actually combine PvP and PvE gameplay into kind of a singular whole. So as you progress the story, you might have to play PvP to be able to unlock the next mission, or you might have to do a PvE map, or you might have to play a co-op mission. We have a variety of characters and NPCs that you end up meeting, and they give you contracts, and then the different contracts can be completed in different modes. And it's by completing these contracts, you become more powerful, you unlock new scripts, you unlock new upgrades, and you obviously get further into the city while uncovering what's happening. What is the origin of the slicers? Why is Minecore trying to control the city? Whole sorts of different things are happening at the same time. I don't want to give away too much. The one thing that we've had a very open development process. Like, we've been developing this game for 5 years so far.
Oh.
It's been a long journey.
But I was surprised. You said there's only four people, and I was looking at this game.
And we only went full time beginning of 2019. So before that, we were all part time on this. So the one thing we've ended up sharing is a lot of very early builds with our community, trying to build up that community as early as possible. Because when you're trying to do something quite different to the traditional RTS, I think it's really important to get community feedback as early as possible. Sanity check everything that you're doing. So the I'm pointing at my screen. You can't see me pointing, but the things that are generating pods, you need to switch them over to their other mode in order to actually generate more data. So you click on the one on the right.
And I can.
No.
I can do something like this.
No. The one to the further right, the node on your right, Like, deselect this one.
Accelerator.
Deselect this. Deselect it.
So
and select the one. Yeah. If you select it.
I see.
Yeah. So you have to spend memory to be able to actually start generating data. Player onboarding.
The AI is like, seriously. The AI is not joking around.
Yeah.
I feel that I just like blink my eyes and the AI suddenly has already done something.
Yeah. I mean, I can jump into a match with you if you want, and I'll take it a bit easier on you than the AI.
Yeah, we can try that.
Let me move the screen over here. And
I like the Tesla bomb.
Oh yeah. The Tesla bomb's way OP at the moment, but it's super handy.
Yeah. Seems that AI likes to come in groups, and you just make the bomb and feel.
Yeah, so it's actually quite easy to cheese the AI, like because there's only certain things that it can do at the moment. I mean, the AI we spent maybe 2-3 weeks on it, and that was it, just to have a working AI.
Yeah.
But it generally spawns like the perfect counter every time. So you have to spread your units about because it doesn't. It finds it hard to counter when you're spawning in multiple positions around the map.
Ah, yeah. And yeah, you have to be really careful with your units because they just go there.
Yeah. So you can actually rally your units. So right after spawning your units, if you click and hold the right mouse button on a location, whether it's a building or whatever, they'll rally to that thing.
Oh, click and hold.
Yeah, but it only works for a short window after you spawn them.
Okay, that was smart.
Yeah. Now they're on.
Oh, I see the. I cannot hear you, Matthias. I think your mic
Can you
is
hear me
quite
now?
low.
You're very quiet, Matthias.
Yeah.
I'll turn this one up. I have no idea.
Okay, now it's better.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Can I kill myself with Tesla bomb or my units? I mean.
No. We
Okay, that's good to know.
But we disabled that because it really annoyed people.
The learning curve is really high, at least for me. How I see it. Like,
what we generally find is a lot of people after a match or two pick up the basics.
Oh my.
Yeah, you're
right.
But we're definitely going to try to improve upon that. I mean, right now we kind of throw you into the deep end with an AI that has access to loads of abilities, and what we'll probably do is once we get back into developing this is easing that curve much nicer way.
Yeah, I mean, I like high learning curve. Like, if the game holds your hand too much, I don't like it.
Oh, no, definitely. I think we want to make sure though that we're able to attract a slightly wider audience than traditional real-time strategy games, which we already have. I mean, to be honest, like our community is made up of loads of different types of players. We have people that are super hardcore StarCraft 2 competitive players, all the way up to people that have never really played RTS games before. But we definitely, I think, need to optimize that learning curve. Or at least,
I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Those lasers were coming, and I was like, okay, this is it. No. I feel like I'm
very defensive, though.
Yeah. I've been on defense like almost 100% of the time.
what you could do is spawn a load of units, then rally them to the enemy base, and they'll go straight there and kill it.
Okay. So you were saying that it's good to have like some distance between the units, or did I misunderstood?
Yes, but I mean, I would still spawn them in batches. So like 5 units in one group, and then 5 units somewhere else on the map. I mean, obviously the amount of territory you have at the moment is quite little. So
yeah.
Let me start up the game, and I'll jump into a PvP match with you.
Yeah, I can really see that some StarCraft 2 and like some high level like strategy people would play this game with lots of different ways. And
Yeah, we've run a few tournaments like on our Discord, and we have a handful of like absolutely mind blowing players who. I mean, when you watch them play, you're like, shoot, like how and the matches that they play, like when you've got two high level players playing, the matches last maybe 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Yeah. Which is, to be honest, is a bit too fast. We want to balance it a bit more too. The target time is about 8 to 12 minutes for like high level play, and then 10 to 15 minutes for sort of standard play.
I think the clicks per minute is super high in those 4-minute tournaments.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm ready to slice.
You can change your deck if you want. So if you go to the top
Deck
right,
or here, yeah.
So
that's nice.
So you have a whole lot of different scripts. You can actually upgrade your scripts, but the upgraded scripts are only available for the PvE modes currently. But yeah, here you can build a better deck, and there's a number of different ways.
Why I have a Tesla pump twice here?
So in our game, we use things called stacks and slots. So a stack is a group of scripts that unlocks sequentially. So when you start a match, the first stack is available straight away, and the second stack unlocks, the third stack, and the fourth stack, and fifth stack.
You read it from left to right.
Exactly. So each stack can have up to 3 scripts in it, offering you obviously a variety of different options in the early, mid, and late game. You can actually swap scripts out during the match as well. So for instance, you might start the early match with having like your bit and say a firewall in stack 1 and stack 2, but then by mid game you might actually want to get rid of the bit and swap it out.
Yeah, I can see that happen. You see that the enemy is using some kind of tactic that you could counteract with some other kind of stack, and then you just go with it, right?
Exactly. So yeah, the Sentinels are really good scripts. The one in the first slot on the far left. Yeah, that's a good defensive script. Good for early on. The firewall.
Try this brute force for some reason.
The brute's evil. it disables buildings, like it rams into buildings and disables them.
Yeah.
You can also click and hold on the scripts to populate the deck.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I would take the firewall in as well.
Here.
Yeah. You can put it in slot stack 2, I would say. Like
maybe let's do it like this.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I think I'm ready to go.
Okay, and then one other thing you can do after you've done that, if you save, and then go to if you go back on Aurora.
You mean? Yeah.
Where it says back there. And you go to her shop. I want to swap my node tech. You can swap to the network tech, which is a very different way of playing. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm done. so this one works very differently. You can like teleport units around and do other cool stuff.
Okay. So you're in?
I'm going in now.
Okay. Let's see.
So I'm just.
This is one of those games, that 30 minutes is definitely not enough.
Yeah.
And it's good that you were the last one. So
yeah.
I just let the best Wannabe win. Wait, this takes a minute.
All right, here we go.
You don't have to hurry up.
I can just beat you in like 3 minutes if you want.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, we can play the whole night here. No, I'm fine. Like for some extra time.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, and how do I know it's you? We're the only people.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But don't forget to upgrade your base early and often because you need that to be able to unlock the later scripts.
Yeah. Oh, this is totally different. Okay, let's try with this one.
So what changed?
So the network nodes, if you check out their abilities, they are really different. So my favorite ability is that one, yeah, the recall node is absolutely amazing.
Let's see. Oh, okay, I did it wrong. I was supposed to have units before using the thread.
Well, the spider node is really handy because it makes your nodes free, which means that you save on data when you're spawning them.
So, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's good. So I don't have to be worried. And actually, I can follow you. Like, in a way, I can just mimic what you're doing.
You could do, yeah.
I think there's some one of your fans out there is saying, "I promise I am behaving and not trying to sneak into a match over here."
So there can be like 4 players also, like simultaneously.
We have got 2v2, but the 2v2 map is a bit buggy at the moment.
Firewall. Oh my god, I'm losing already. I know it doesn't look that I'm trying, but I'm trying.
So you're actually in a thing called overflow right now. So overflow is when you spend too much memory, and in order to get more memory with the network path, you need to build more nodes. Each node gives you another piece of memory. So memory is kind of your, you know, like in traditional RTS games, you have to build like houses in order to be able to have more units. So that's our memory system. The issue is that when you go into overflow, your base takes damage.
Oh yeah.
So you need to get under.
He's like.
I was almost dead without realizing. Like.
Me too. I'm on 200 health.
Taking damage still? What?
So one of the issues with the network path is that if I cut off the network, it means that get disabled.
You can destroy me easily.
Yeah.
If I'm not protecting my network. Yeah. Oh my! How can you make so many?
Because I save them.
I've been just.
Well,
I have a little bit of money. Let's see.
Oh wow!
Straight into my trap. No.
So you died because you ran out.
I wish. Yeah. We could try once more.
Yeah.
There's like.
Hey,
I'll go
There's some overtime, but.
So you can take contracts with Aurora as well. So this is kind of if you go to the right, can I help you with anything?
Okay.
So this is kind of like part of our progression system. The more you get to know characters, you get new contracts available from them. Because we have like a character relationship system.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh wait, this takes
That's fair.
There's really a lot of levels in this game. Like,
Yeah, it's quite a deep experience. I mean, the way I kind of describe it, it's kind of like if you think like the Division or Destiny, but an RTS, it's kind of what we're trying to go with.
How about the audio? Actually,
the audio. So
tell
the
something about it.
So the the music is composed by our composer Daniel Elms. He's worked on stuff for like Ridley Scott and a couple of other people. I did the sound design. The music's still very, very early stage, so a lot of the music we're hearing in the game is still like early experiments. But yeah, it's a massive amount of sound design. We've got over 5,000 sounds in the game, I think. Most of it is kind of temporary. It's sort of placeholder at the moment. So yeah, it's a very, very big project for a very, very small team. Hence why we're trying to secure funding at the moment.
So you kind of have like esports in mind in a way, like how I understand it.
Yeah, so we wanted to build the PvP experience for to be esports ready, to be balanced and to be fair, but also approachable for a wider audience. Like we kind of hide the PvP behind narrative, so it makes it a lot more approachable for a much wider audience. Because I think a lot of people are put off or scared by player versus player usually. But it's you know, it's still kind of somewhat optional in the game. Like you can play PvP. So we have two different types of PvP. We have competitive PvP and we have non-competitive PvP. And like the non-competitive PvP is similar to games like what are they called? I'm trying to think of similar games. Like Clash Royale, almost, where like all of the abilities can be upgraded. You can be overpowered compared to your opponent, though we do try to balance that with proper matchmaking. Whereas the competitive PvP, everything is available to the player from the outset, so everyone has an equal chance. None of the upgrades are active, which means that no one has an advantage over another player. It's purely skill based.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm focusing here.
Yeah,
Still losing.
You're running out of money as well.
Yeah, so the one issue with the network path is that you don't generate data as fast as the data path. But if you build, so right now your network isn't connected to your node, so none of these buildings would actually.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to connect it. Yeah, there you go. But there's a tier 2 building. You upgrade to the network node tier 2, and then upgrade it again to another building. It's a building that generates data. It's called the extractor.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth in this game. Like, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. I'm sorry about that. So, I went through the tutorial, like the half of the tutorial or something, but that wasn't enough. Like
no. So the tutorial currently kind of teaches you the basics of placement and like the how important territory control is. It teaches you how to spawn units and how they're AI controlled. But beyond that, it doesn't go into depth about the actual the different nodes, the different node systems. So that's something that will be introduced with the next story mission, or actually next couple of story missions, which are where you get introduced to the factions, and they're the ones that will actually give you these faction nodes or tech nodes. Right now, the narrative in this particular build is like really rushed in order to just show off as much of the experience, because this build was predominantly for publishers and investors rather than players. But then we thought, let's just give it to the players to play and see what they think. And and they told us what we knew, that the learning curve is too high at the moment, which is it's fair. I think that's the issue with trying to build something as expansive as this with such a small team. Is we have to be very selective over what we spend our time on. Like all the art you see in the game is one artist. All the 2D, all the 3D, everything, all the animations. So, but Loic, our art director, who did everything, I mean, he's super good.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I mean, he's ex-Ubisoft, he's done stuff for Disney, he's done stuff for Tish, who do all the cinematics for League of Legends. So yeah, he's a super talented guy. And then like our CTO, who's also our network programmer, back-end programmer, gameplay programmer, he did all of the effects as well. So. Alright. Should I beat you now?
What was that?
I think I heard your audio. You built something?
Because I tabbed out of the game for a bit, and then I tabbed back.
Okay, yeah.
And it went a bit weird. Yeah.
So like a big
Now we're gonna see the final strike.
Oh shoot! I just killed myself.
Oh, I won. Yeah. Easy.
No, I put myself into like serious overflow. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I like that kind of difficult concept. Like, really, it just takes so much time to, like I said, I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but yeah, I really like that kind of. I really often play competitive, like online games and stuff like that, and I understand the potential when I see one.
Cool. Yeah, that's the thing. We wanted to have an experience that could cater to a variety of players, from the super competitive all the way to kind of players that prefer that PvE experience. I mean, NeuroSlicers is essentially an RTS MMO. Or that's what we're kind of aiming towards it being. Though it's really important that we continue working with the community to work out really what features they want in the game. We're already going to probably take some of the things that we put in out. Like the conversation system we have in the game at the moment is super clunky. There's too much dialogue, for instance, and people get a bit annoyed with that. So we'll probably be reducing the amount or streamlining it at least. The PvE aspect at the moment is actually a PvE PvP. We're probably actually going to change that to purely PvE, and then probably do some procedural generated maps for that. So there's a lot of tweaks, a lot of things still to fix, still to do. We still have at least 18 months to 2 years to finish this game, I'd say. On the basis that we can scale the team to the level that we need to scale it to, because we're aiming to kind of grow the team to around 30 people. To kind of get it done. Hence why we're working on a smaller game at the moment. That's also tied to the NeuroSlicers IP. That smaller game is going to be launching in a couple of months, and hopefully that kind of brings in an even wider audience to the world.
Can you tell a little bit more about this?
So we haven't even announced the game yet. So
you don't have to.
All right.
All I can say is it's set about 13 years before the events of NeuroSlicers. It introduces a lot of the characters from the world. 13 years before these events. The game, from a genre perspective, is very different. It's a relatively simple city management / narrative experience. Best way to describe it probably is like a choose your own adventure with some light city management in there. But it's very much like a story with like different paths you can go down depending on the choices that you make. And with elements of management, you have to make decisions, and there are resources and stuff. But yeah, so that's going to be announced soonish, like properly. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what people think of that. Like the story is very it's an emotional roller coaster, I would say. Like there's a lot of depth to the world and to the characters that we've created because we've been working on this for, we've been working on this world for actually longer than NeuroSlicers. We first started writing this world 7 years ago. So there's a lot of intricacy to each of the characters and their relationships and the socio-political aspect of the city and the corporations trying to run it. So hopefully people find the story super interesting, and then hopefully they'll get super excited about NeuroSlicers as well.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of behind everything. I mean, when I checked this, it says pre-alpha 0.16. So,
yeah,
I mean, if you're just watching the version number, you would expect something a lot less than this game is offering already right now. So,
thank you. It's been a passion project. We put a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears into what it is at the moment. We've still got a long way to go, I think. There's so much more we want to do with the game, there's so much more we want to do with the world as well. Like the idea is that we want to launch this smaller game while still developing NeuroSlicers, but we're also planning lots of other games within the IP, and all of them being different genres and different ways of telling the different stories that we have within the world. But NeuroSlicers is kind of like the big project that will kind of be going on for a long time post-launch. But hopefully this game will also spin off a load of other interesting things we can do with the IP. So that's it really.
Yeah. Perfect. All right.
So you want to? Well, you already kind of. Usually we ask like, do you want to advertise your game? But
yeah, well, if anyone's interested in following the game or are interested in the smaller game we're developing, or just want to come and chat about development and about all sorts of stuff, we have a Discord. It's discord.gg/NeuroSlicers. We're obviously on Twitter, so it's at dream_harvest. Come speak to us. We're a super lovely bunch of people that love chatting about all sorts of stuff. So, excellent.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much for inviting me.
It's really nice to have you here.
Yeah, really interesting game you got.
Really
there.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Take
Thank
care.
you very much.
All right.
You too.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye. All right. So we went a little bit over time there, but I think it was
But
in the end.
this game has so much things to offer. So.
All right. So let's wrap it up for today then, and thank you all developers that were here and everybody that tuned in, and don't forget to subscribe to our Twitch channel. And that was probably all for today. What do you guys think? Interesting games today.
Definitely. And next week will be interesting as well. No, I don't want to say it yet.
Yeah,
we're still working on it. There might be a team around the games next week, so stay tuned.
Yeah, all right. Perfect. Thank you for today, everyone, and see you on the next GDWC Plays.
See you.
Thank you.